Alright, and hello everybody, I'm the Super27 and welcome to another Dokkan Battle video. Today, this is the Super Battle Road for Heavenly Events. Now, this run actually wasn't too difficult. As you can see, this is actually a no-item run attempt. Now, when it comes to Super Battle Roads and Extreme Super Battle Roads in general, I feel like no-item runs can be extremely hit or miss. It's either you can kind of get them on like your first couple of tries, or you'll just be there endlessly, just bashing your head into a wall, like not able to get like a good run. So this is a category that like really shouldn't be too difficult because there were a lot of very recent buffs, both on the JP and global side of things, that should make this a lot easier. I unfortunately did not have access to a lot of those just because of limitations within my box. So this might have been a little bit more difficult for me, but if I was able to do it without characters like SBR Super Vegeta, who is probably like the best character for this because he has the guaranteed crits, he has the really high chance to stun, like he's probably like that guy in this event, but I didn't have him. So I was able to make a couple of like creative little workarounds, so let's go ahead and kind of discuss the team that we're using. So this is a modified Android/Cell Saga team is really what this is. It's also just a Super Saiyan-esque team because we have Gotenks there. So I could have brought, what's-his-face, Super Trunks as my leader. I do have his SSR. I don't have him awakened or anything. But he's just not a very good slot 1 option. We are running him as a friend because he is a good character. I just didn't know how I felt about running 2 of him. So running the Goku and Gohan exchange unit, they are just a dodging character. They do some decent damage. They are a dodger. They kind of are a little bit of dodge or die. But they're just an overall, like, a not terrible guy to have on the team, and because we brought them, we were able to bring Gotenks. Now, Gotenks is also on Mastered Evolution, but nevertheless, having Gotenks on the team, who is probably the best character on the team, is awesome. Even though his base form is just base Gotenks, because he is a transforming unit, you know, you are able to go into that, and he does fit on the category. He just has a really high chance to dodge, he does a lot of damage, he's just a very safe unit to run, and he's probably, I think he's the most recent unit on this entire team that we are running, I believe, so yes. Next, I guess we could talk about the LR Team Gohan. He is just a unit that's always going to be good. He does take a lot of damage because just having guard really isn't enough anymore, but he does offensively debuff on both of his 18 and 12 keys. So he is just kind of like a safer option. You can put him into slot 1 in some situations, but it's not the most reliable thing out there in the world. He does provide a lot of HP to the team though, and that's kind of like his main utilities, that he kind of supports the whole team. Next, we have Transforming Vegeta, who is a bit of a fraud, but he actually wasn't too terrible in this run specifically. It wasn't necessarily the hardest thing in the world to give him a bunch of orbs, because he is a character who's very orb hungry, and he does link extremely well with the next unit we're going to be talking about. This is actually me refamiliarizing myself with this kid. This is a bit embarrassing, but this isn't a very meta-relevant unit. He's just kind of like a watered-down version of God Goku, where, you know, he gets a lot of good stuff on the orbs, he needs a lot of orbs, he doesn't always create his own orbs, but he is just, again, a very nice addition to have, because he links very well with the sub-EZA Super Vegeta right here. Now, this guy is actually really good. He has a seal, as you can see there, on his super attack effect. He does launch a lot of supers, and the less HP you have going into the turn, the more defensive he is. So he can very easily go into slot 1, and again, he just is like the anchor. He's pretty much the only character who, throughout all of my attempts doing this, could always go into slot 1, and I was never afraid to like, oh yeah, you know what, I'm probably dead here. But that's just kind of how these things go. That is a very crucial dodge. I think we might have lost his attempt if it weren't for that. And then the final unit who we are bringing on this team is the free-to-play Fishing Super Saiyan Goku, who is actually like the GOAT. He provides a lot of healing to the team. He can go into slot 1 in certain situations. He can do some decent damage as well. Like, overall, like, he's not the best unit on the team, but he is actually relatively tanky, and he does offer just, like, a ton of support to the whole rotation. He, too, is another character where, like, when you enter the attacking turn, the less amount of HP you have, the better he's going to be. So it is a little bit weird that he does also heal, because sometimes he can, a little bit of interference with that. But it doesn't really matter nearly so much, just because, again, his utility in this event is just pretty freaking good. Like, yeah, you saw that right there, he's tanking that pretty decently. I know that was type advantage or whatever, but even still, type advantage and guard in Super Battle Road, these characters hit, like, red zone bosses with their normals and their super attacks, and there's a lot of them. I always hate it when you see the Cell and the Cell Juniors, because that's always, like, a check to your team, because, man, just having to survive so many of these hits, because, again, like, these, like, aren't weak hits, and that was another crucial dodge right there, and another crucial dodge. Remember how to build your characters, kids. But just because this is Super Battle Road and it isn't Red Zone, that doesn't necessarily mean that these bosses' normals aren't threatening and their supers aren't threatening. They are, and again, that's kind of why, like, sometimes Super Battle Roads, they can be extremely easy, because you can have a Red Zone ready team, like Heavenly Event, which, again, it recently just got, like, a ton of buffs. All of these characters are from mid last year to the present day. Like, the oldest character we are running, I think, is LR Gohan, and even still, he's relatively decent. But we have a lot of buffs, and again, there are other characters you could bring. Like, I don't know if Tech Super Saiyan Vegeta, the DFE we got this year, I don't think he is on Heavenly Events, but I do, or at least I'm relatively certain that the STR Super Vegeta is. And again, he is probably, like, definitively the best character for this Super Battle Road. He's probably one of the best characters for Extreme Super Battle Road and Super Battle Road in general. Again, just having the crits, the guard for the first couple of turns, and the stun, like, that's just a lot all mixed together. But yeah, there we have it, guys. That is my run right there. But yeah, that is going to be all for this time, guys. I've been the Super27. I'm a variety Twitch streamer and an up-and-coming YouTuber trying to make it big in the world. I have a Twitter, a Twitch, a TikTok, and a YouTube, the links of which can all be found in the description of this video. And while you're down there, don't forget to like, subscribe, share me around, and leave me a comment. Positive, negative, or indifferent. I would love just any sort of interaction I can give from you guys. But yeah, that'll be all for now. So as always, I've been the Super27, and I am signing off.